All right, we back. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. Jump right on to it. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We're going to talk about Joshua and Wilder one time for the one time. And people saying that Wilder's a paper champ and Joshua's beat all these great fighters. In my opinion, Joshua ain't beat no great fighters. I think Wilder has the better win on his resume than Luis Ortiz. And, we're going to get into that. You look at Joshua's best wins is Dillian Whyte, Joseph Parker, Vladimir Klitschko, and Carlos Takam. Yeah, Carlos Takam. He's fought guys like Kevin Johnson and stuff of that nature as well too. But that was his four best fights. Wilder, Stavern. Once they both put both of them in there, second one was a joke. Stavern, Spilka. Drummer boy Eric Molina, Johan Danhaps was a good win as well. He was a tough competitor and could take a blow. He had Jared Washington, had Luis Ortiz. Those are the ones I can remember off the top of the dome. Chris Arreola as well. He beat him up. So at the end of the day, people number one arguments, this guy got 40 fights. Who'd he beat? He beat all bums, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he moved how he was moved. This is a guy who didn't have no amateur fights for the most part, who won bronze medal based on will and just raw ability. So he had to make up for those amateur fights in a professional. And he beat Malik Scott too. Forgot about that one, but he had to build up for those fights in the professional. And I say, if it was easy to be 40-0 with 39 knockouts, why ain't everybody else doing it? Seriously, why isn't everybody else out here just, knocking out everybody? Why isn't there another Deontay Wilder in American heavyweight division? Honestly. Why didn't Steve Cunningham move up and do this? Why didn't Miri Mansour do it? Why couldn't Chrissy Arreola do it? Shit, matter of fact, why Bermain Stavern couldn't do it? Seriously, why couldn't these other guys do it? And if it was so easy, I don't understand why other guys couldn't do it. Why Seth Mitchell didn't do it? Why Brian Jennings didn't do it? You know what I'm saying? Why Irish Mike Perez, y'all other great Cuban Irish hype, couldn't do it? If it was so easy, remember y'all saying Luis Ortiz was going to beat it, why he couldn't do it? You know what I'm saying? If it was so easy to be 40-0 and 39 knockouts, and he fought all bums, why everybody else didn't do it? Why everybody that fought him didn't put him down and beat him if he's such a bum? And if you look at Anthony Joshua's resume and people say, well, how did he get the 3 belts? Obviously, Eddie Hearn, he had the money to put it into him. He lost every other major fighter he had outside the heavyweight division, which Dillian Whyte ain't shit. And Derek Chisora, I heard he got ain't shit. He lost everybody else because he put all his time and money into Anthony Joshua. He lost to Gail, Frampton. You name it, I think he lost him. I can't think if he had Frampton, but he had a lot of other fighters. He lost them because he was investing time and money into Anthony Joshua. Okay? So all his assets was going into him. So he felt confident putting $7 million, giving Martin $7 million to pay for that belt. Martin came over. We say Charles Martin is a great heavyweight? No. Then he fought Dillian Whyte before that. Dillian Whyte beat him in the amateurs. Dillian Whyte he looked like dog shit. He almost lost to Chisora, after that. Okay. Then you go ahead and say, Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko had been knocked out several times in his career and way faster. Didn't Corey Sanders knock him out like in the second or third round? It took Anthony Joshua 11 rounds to knock out a 41-year-old man who had been knocked out way more time. 3 or 4 times before? Ross Purity knocked him out I can't remember how many rounds. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he didn't do nothing magnificent because Klitschko, we seen, was on the downtrend in his career. He struggled with Brian Jennings in New York. He didn't get knocked Brian Jennings out. So we know that. He just lost to Tyson Fury, had an 18-month layoff. And if he had dog walked Tyson Fury and knocked him out, I guarantee you Joshua wouldn't try to fight him. He's still protecting his chin. So at the end of the day, bullshit. Joseph Parker, he came to Wilder fight and watched Jared Washington fight, I believe it was, and see Washington get knocked out. He didn't want it. Wilder tell you that in that interview earlier we talked about. He didn't want it. And Joseph Parker's a guy that really lost to Andy Ruiz, who really lost to Hughie Fury. He ain't never looked good. Show me a Joseph Parker fight where he looked like a great fighter versus an upper echelon fighter. He even looked good versus he didn't even look good versus that Roddick guy he fought. You know, to Tom, he looked like garbage. So when you look at it, who did Joshua legitimately beat that was really, really good? Nobody. People say that Klitschko, if Klitschko was old, you want to say Luis Ortiz was old, but Luis Ortiz ain't never get whooped. Klitschko been whooped. He been knocked out cold a few times. And it took Joshua, a dude coming off a loss, a 41-year-old guy with the chin of a poet. It took him 11 rounds after getting knocked down to beat him. And people say, well, Wilder didn't fight Klitschko. Well, Wilder answered that question today. He said, Klitschko told me I had to do something, had to fight this guy to get a fight with him. And we all know that's code word for we ain't trying to fight you. So Klitschko put barricades up because he knew Wilder had game-changing power. And Klitschko still got a lot of respect for Wilder to this day. A lot of respect. He didn't want to fight that young dog. And he said Klitschko told him he had to go fight somebody else to get to him. Did he do that to Joshua? No. He knew Joshua was right for the pick, and he had Joshua. He stopped punching. Go through Wilder resume. Luis Ortiz, best fighter on both resumes. Joshua ducked Ortiz and Klitschko ducked Ortiz. Because they knew Ortiz was going to whoop Joshua. And a lot of people felt like he was going to whoop Wilder, even coming off the PEDs. And Wilder still went on his way to prove a point. But Romain Stavern, he whooped on Chris Arreola. I'll give him that. He was a solid fighter. Arthur Spilka, very technical fighter with Ronnie Shields. Really, really good fighter. Jared Watson, tall guy, fuck him. Eric Molina had his moments. I'll give him that. But like I said, if it's easy to whoop on Wilder, show me. Joshua don't even want to show you. Like I said, neither one of these dudes got a world beater resume because there ain't a lot of world beater upper echelon fighters out there. It ain't a lot of elite heavyweight boxers, if there are any elite heavyweight boxers. The tier 1 of the heavyweight division is Joshua, Wilder. You can say Fury if he healthy. Well, healthy. I don't think he's going to be healthy. Povetkin and Luis Ortiz. Those are the only elite A level, when you grade them on the heavyweight grading scale, fighters at this division. And Joshua ain't beat none of them. Wilder beat Luis Ortiz. Joshua's going to fight Povetkin. We'll find out. Fury and Flux, but after that, that was my only elite level heavyweights. And don't tell me that Klitschko was the elite level heavyweight, because he wasn't then. He wasn't. He was done. Fury ended that, even though we know that situation, what happened with the drugs. You know, he living off a Klitschko fight. He picked Klitschko because Klitschko was old and he was coming off a loss. He was ripe for the picking. Let's keep it real. If Klitschko had blew out Tyson Fury and knocked out all his opponents and was knocking everybody else out, Joshua wouldn't have took that fight. And I dare you to come and say he would have. Because it's the same dude ducking Deontay Wilder. And Klitschko, when he was rolling, he was just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than Deontay Wilder. When he was really rolling and cooking. So at the end of the day, like I told you, Wilder got the best fighter on the resume. And if he fought 40 bums, then why Joshua is hesitant to fight him? But it's the Boxing Clinic and more. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. We on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Those links are in the description. And we're going to continue to keep this real trill boxing alive. Shout out to the homies in the LDBC and everybody in between. But yeah, let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. Definitely appreciate all the love. And don't forget, one time for the one time. We out.